is here for the very first time.
Yes, I am.
And we welcome you with breaking news literally seconds ago. I take you to Adam Schefter's Twitter, which is always the busiest place in sports. This was just moments ago. Two-time Pro Bowl selection Bijan Robinson and the Falcons reached agreement on a 3-year extension worth up to $75 million. That will now make him the highest paid running back in NFL history. He will receive a record $51 million guaranteed, including $37 million at signing. It's a deal that his agent Nicole Lynn and the Falcons have been working hard on to finish up in recent days. If you've not been following, the hold-ins of Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs have dominated a lot of football conversation in these early days, and now the deal is done in Atlanta. So again, J-Mac and Gerald and our insider extraordinaire, Jeff Darlington. Jeff, what can you tell us here again? Shefty, the breaking news, there's a deal for Bijan in Atlanta.
Well, massive news that has massive implications across the NFL landscape. You mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs. Bijan Robinson getting his deal done certainly sets the stage for Gibbs to do the same. But for this moment, it is Bijan Robinson with the highest contract for a running back in the history of the NFL. He now surpasses Saquon Barkley, who was making $20.6 million a year. Robinson moves to $22.25 million per year. Bijan Robinson was a hold-in, as you mentioned. The Falcons knew that they had to get their best player back on the field, and to do so, they would have to change the landscape of the running back market. So now everything changes across the league for the running backs. We'll see how quickly now Jahmyr Gibbs can get his deal done, because there were whispers across the NFL that these two deals were absolutely connected to one another.
Two of the absolute best and certainly most exciting players in the NFL. One of them done, maybe the other one right behind him. J-Mac, reaction.
Massive, massive. Bijan Robinson is their offense. They line him up all over the place, wide receiver, running back. Getting his deal done allows those quarterbacks and Kevin Stefanski, their head coach, to be able to run the offense that he was brought there to run. So having that guy in training camp this early bodes well for his health throughout the course of the season. The longer that hold-in goes, the more likely that you're going to see some type of injury once he's back on the field. So getting this deal done now makes so much sense. And I think for Jahmyr Gibbs, you're doing a dance right now in the locker room in Detroit, because you know the money is coming for him now that Bijan Robinson is done.
Yeah, we could stop all this. The running back has been devalued, and they come a dime a dozen. Not anymore. No, that money is out there, and this is bigger for the future of the running back position. So Jahmyr Gibbs is sitting in the locker room, like you said. He's sea-walking or whatever dance they do in Detroit, but now he's going to be the featured back. But he said, I'm not touching this field until I get my money.
Let's go to Bijan.
Yeah.
I had people, I remember last year, late in the season, they played a game. They made that run late last year, right? And they won a bunch of games late, but it was sort of too little too late. But we had people, they were on Monday Night Football, and the conversation was, could you make an argument Bijan Robinson is the best player in the NFL? Could you make that argument?
Yeah, you can, because of how he's used and the way this offense utilizes him. I had a conversation with Levante David, and it was a conversation of who's tougher to tackle, Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs. He said, you know, Jahmyr Gibbs is fast, so we have to rally to the ball. But we had a rule in our room. Bijan Robinson, he's going to make the first guy miss. So you have to get there. So he's a headache to game plan for. So, yes, when you have a guy like that who you really have to, really shape your defense around getting to him, because what he can do in this open field, for sure you can make that argument.
And I think, to your point, best player and best weapon, because he got over 100 targets in the pass game. He lined up on the outside so many times as a receiver. And to your point, that is hard to game plan against. He was over 2,200 yards of total offense for this Atlanta Falcons team last year. So when you talk about being the best player and being a weapon for your team that can be utilized all over the field, he's kind of in a class of his own when it talks about that, especially at his age.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm thinking back to conversations I feel we've had relatively recently, to the point that Gerald is making about the devaluing of the position of running back. Why would you pay them? Don't draft them early. I feel like that has evolved, and because the players have evolved. There's so much more now than just lined up in the eye and taking a handoff and running 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Jeff.
I do think that this is a perfect culmination for the running back market because teams could continue to stand firm on their belief that you want to just draft guys, churn them out, and then draft another guy without paying them. Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs came at the perfect time for the running back market because both guys are required for their offense to be successful, similar to how Saquon Barkley is often viewed. But if you really look at this, even Saquon wasn't able to get the total guarantees that Bijan just got. And the cautionary tale was Ezekiel Elliott. When he got his deal done back in 2019, that crashed the running back market. And now what we're seeing with Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs is that finally it has come back. Now we're surpassing that $50 million mark, and suddenly the running backs can all look at each other and say, we are worth what teams are paying us.
And a big part of it is age. He's only 24 years old. You got these running backs on the market as young as they possibly can because we know they're going to get used up and spit out. That's still the reality of the position. But I'm glad to see him getting his money up front. It's a huge day in the NFL. We have